Good morning. Day 323, cooking down the refrigerator, freezer, and working pantry meals. Today it's going to be a lovely sunny 64 degrees. We have another day or two of warmer weather, and then it's going to turn cold. So I'm going to enjoy the weather while I can. And then when the weather turns cold, I'm going to enjoy the day too with indoor activities. So those are the days where I'll light my candles, I'll drink coffee, I'll read my books and magazines, I'll work on my indoor garden, I'll work on my decluttering projects, and just make it cozy and warm indoors. So I don't have to cook today. I have plenty of meals available that I only have to put together. And breakfast will be my leftovers from yesterday when I went out with my friend and voted. And I have a couple of projects I need to get done today. I definitely need to put my laundry away, which will mean going through some drawers and closets and finding some more things to donate, because I'm trying to make it easy to put my clothes away. And if I have to cram it in the drawers and closets, that's not easy, so then I let it sit there because I procrastinate, because I don't want to do it. So do you guys have an area of concern that just kind of never changes? You know, if you don't change things and you keep doing things the same, it's going to keep getting the same results. And it's like that in life with many, many things. If you don't fix the problem doesn't go away. You just keep getting the same results. So having said that, I need to change some results, and maybe you do too. All right, well, we'll take a look in my refrigerator and see what options I have available for dinner tonight. And I'll be back shortly. I'm going to enjoy my coffee and maybe make a list of things that I'm thankful for this morning, because I think we all need it. I think we all need to be focusing on things we are thankful for. All right, I will be back in a little bit. Well, good morning. Cheers. I thought I'd have my morning coffee with you this morning. So, I have a food pantry right down the street from where I live here. And I'm sure we were all hoping that things would change in as far as this inflation goes. I don't see that happening anytime real soon, maybe in the future. So things have been getting really difficult for me financially. So you guys all know I've talked about, and I don't want to make this a whining session, but I just want to do a little encouragement here. So you guys all know I've had issues with my roof, my washing machine, my windows. I can't even see out my front window. It's so cloudy. I love my home. Believe me, I'm not living in a hovel, but there's a lot of home maintenance that needs to be done. Last spring, I had to have a new hot water heater put in. I'm still waiting for the washing machine fellow. I'm pretty sure he'll show up. but just a lot of financial burden. I mean, my car needs an oil change. The oil light's been on for weeks. It's a newer car. I don't want to ruin it. But because of the type of car it is, it's going to be a good $100 to have the oil changed because it takes special oil. So just all these things coming up this year, and I know we all have these issues. So, I mean, my dogs need to be trimmed. I used to trim my little alley myself, but I can't do that anymore. So I have to take them to the groomer. And every time I go to the groomer, that's, $55. So to have the 3 dogs taken care of as they should be, it costs me $150 some to do that. So that's overdue. Then I also had a big bill of $1,200 because I had to have 3 trees removed. One of them had broken off already huge branches and a couple of times, and all 3 trees were close to the house, very close, and I was worried that maybe parts of the tree would fall on my house. Then I'd have an even bigger problem. So they needed to come down, and that was a big chunk of money. I don't have $1,200 just laying around to spend on things like that. So just all these financial things coming together at once. And I'm trying very hard not to overspend on a lot of things. Some things in my home needed to be replaced. I had to replace my sofa and my love seat because they were stinky and had holes in them, and they were totally embarrassing. So I did replace those things. I got very cheap, inexpensive furniture. But for my own well-being and feeling good in my home, I felt that was a necessary thing to do. So anyway, I know a lot of you are struggling in the same way, and I'm seriously thinking about going to the food pantry that's down the road because, I have a prepper stash that I had the foresight to accumulate food, but even that will run down eventually. And I don't want to be stuck in a position where I have no money and no food at all. So I want to be a little proactive about that. There are things that I'd love to go out and buy now, but I'm not buying them because of the situation with the finances that are going on. So I'm seriously thinking about going to the food pantry. Now, this particular food pantry, like I said, it's 5 minutes from here. And they also have a thrift store. I've donated things to that thrift store, but they also have the food pantry. So once a month, you can go in, apparently. I haven't done this yet, and you can get a donation of food. And from what I was reading online, you can pick what you need, and it does include meat and bakery and things like that. So I'm seriously thinking about doing that because I don't want to get into a situation where I have no food. I want to be proactive about it and make sure that my grandson and I have what we need. So I'll also be picking things out for him because he's a young man. He doesn't make a lot of money. He works really hard. He's not one of these kids that just sits back and expects everything handed to him. His mama raised him right, and but you know, he could use a little help too. He's not setting the world on fire with his wages, but he's working very hard to better himself, and I love that about him. So anyway, they're only open on certain days of the week, so I have to call tomorrow. They're closed today. I have to call tomorrow, and you have to register. You have to show a photo ID, and I have to get more details, but I'm seriously thinking about doing that because I could use a little help myself. So, you know, if you're really, really struggling, I mean, I was doing okay before all this doo-doo hit the fan. And now I'm thinking it's going to be stuck on the fan for quite a while. So I want to be proactive about that. I want to cut back my spending, which I have done. I haven't spent much money in the last 3 or 4 months at all, and I need to keep doing that. I mean, that's just the way of the world now. And it's not just here, it's globally. Humanity has had a big blow to their standard of living. So we all have to adjust our own lives so that we feel secure and comfortable and not be in a state of panic constantly, because it would be very easy to do that these days, and nobody should have to live that way. So if you're very stressed about the whole state of the world, do something for yourself. You know, if you need food, go to the food bank. If you have anxiety, find things in your life that calm you down. Maybe it's doing some yoga or doing some meditation or just some deep breathing. Just anything to make yourself feel more calm and to get us through this bad situation. And counting your blessings, I've been saying this for a couple days, and November kind of brings that home anyway, because it's a month where people focus on giving thanks, which is something that we really should do all year round, not just in November at Thanksgiving time. And a lot of people that live in colder areas like I do, make sure you get enough vitamin D. If you need to, get yourself one of those specialty lamps so you don't get seasonal affective disorder. If you don't know what that is, it's lack of sunshine, lack of vitamin D. It can make you depressed, and we don't want that. So try and be proactive about what's going on with the situation of the world and our country, and make your own little space as safe and as peaceful and as happy as you can. And if that means filling up your house with flowers and candles and calming music, you know, put on a dance music and just make yourself happy with the things that you love to do. Have your family over. I remember when I was a young woman, we always used to go to my in-laws for Sunday dinner. You know, we'd take the kids over and my mother-in-law would make dinner and we'd all sit around the table and, you know, joke and have fun. So a lot of people don't do that anymore. I know I'm guilty of that myself. You know, I don't have my family over for Sunday dinner. And that's my fault. You know, that's nobody's fault but my own. So whatever makes you happy. And I know with the food prices now, you don't have to have a big, huge dinner. People can just bring an appetizer over, and you can have some coffee and tea, or make it a bakery day with tea. It doesn't have to be expensive. So find little joys, little inexpensive joys that can make you happy, because the world certainly isn't going to make you happy. Not with what's happening. So hopefully some things will improve, because I don't even want to talk about that because I'll get banned here on YouTube. But anyway, making YouTube videos makes me happy. I really enjoy interacting with you guys, and I'm so thankful and grateful that you're here, that you come and visit with me, and we have lovely conversations. I really enjoy that, and I want to thank you all so much for doing that. So okay, let's have our coffee. Let's make ourselves a happy life and try not to stress too much. And I'll be back in a little bit, and we'll see what I do have in the fridge. All right, cheers again. Well, part of the reason why I still have food in my refrigerator and freezer, especially in my refrigerator, is because I try to use up every scrap of food. And that even includes peels of vegetables. I make soup broth out of that. As you saw yesterday, the brown avocados, I use those up. So I try to use up every morsel of food that I have. So think about that. Try not to overbuy. If you do buy more food and you're stocking up your prepper pantry, try and think of creative ways to use the food that you have. Even with lettuce and things like that, you can stick it in the freezer and put it in smoothies with some frozen fruit. If you have fruit that's going soft, you can stick that in the freezer. Sometimes it doesn't look pretty, and the quality may not be what it once was, but these are all things that you can just stick in the freezer. And even if you have wilted vegetables in your refrigerator, stick them in the freezer and make a soup broth out of them. Lots of ways you can use up food that isn't primo anymore, but that isn't bad. So give that some thought, and I think we all need to stretch our money as much as we can. We have no choice at this point. Okay, friends, let's see what's in the refrigerator. My little puppy has made herself cozy. All those fuzzy rugs, she's right in the middle of them. All right, let's see what's in the fridge. What can we eat today? All right, this is a walnut pate I made yesterday. It was kind of an experiment. I just made that to put on bread or crackers. So I want to taste that and see how it came out. Here I made the guacamole. It's still looking good, and this was from the green parts of the avocado. In here I still have my leftover breakfast. from yesterday, so I'll probably eat that today. So breakfast is taken care of. I still have some seitan in there, and this is my grandson's, and then I also have some vegan cheeses there. I have this homemade freezer jam that I can put on my avocado bread with some butter, sweeten it up a little bit. I have one store-bought egg, and then my cute little baby eggs from my daughter's chickens. So I almost hate to eat them, but I will. Here I have leftover pasta from yesterday. If I make a nice big salad, that would be enough for another meal. I have, this is the taco seasoned grounds that I could make something with. I'm thinking maybe nachos. That sounds good. And then down here I have little leftover grounds that just have basic seasoning. And I'm thinking about maybe a baked potato with broccoli and the grounds and a cheese sauce. Then I have my yummy avocado pudding yet. I still have yogurt. I still have my pickled green tomatoes. I still have lots of produce, and I have the cuties from my mom and apples, and then I bought this sauerkraut because I have sausages. I also have corned beef seitan, so I'm thinking maybe some sauerkraut and sausage and potatoes. I have potatoes. So I still have food. I still have tortillas back there, Butler soy curls that I can make. So I still have lots of food, but like I said, I don't want to run out of food. So I'm going to check out the food pantry because I really honestly don't have a lot of money to buy food right now. I have to get my house in order and my bills paid. So lots of choices for dinner, lots of choices for breakfast. I have my avocado bread that I made. So this week I will not starve, and hopefully it'll stay that way. It will stay that way. All right. I will meet you at the stove in a little while. Okay, time for breakfast. So this morning I'm having my leftovers from the outing yesterday. I'm having a little cutie, and I'm having some of my avocado bread with butter and homemade freezer jam. Now the bread to me, this is day 2 of the bread, it is a little on the dry side, so I just want to make you aware if that's something you want to try. I'm going to put a little hot sauce on my omelet here. Not too much, just a little bit for some extra flavor. And so there it is, breakfast for today. All right, I'll be back later. Well, it's time for dinner, and I'm just having what I had in the refrigerator. And I made a baked potato that I had in my cupboard. And now that's in my toaster oven along with some Impossible chicken nuggets that have been in there. So I'm making some for tonight, and I'll probably have some extra ones for another meal. I have here my plain seasoned grounds, just salt, pepper, onion, and garlic powder. I cooked up this little tiny bit of broccoli that I had left. So this is gone now. Another thing gone. And then I've got a couple of these Velveeta cheese sauces in my working pantry, and I bought these when Dollar Tree was still $1. So I want to make sort of a baked potato with broccoli and cheese and some of this ground meat. So I used to like those at Wendy's. I thought those were good. I used to get those for lunch when I worked. So I'm going to put all this together and then I'll be back. Alright, so I'm thinning this out with a little bit of almond milk, and I also added some of this crema that I made the other day because I want that to be done too. So just a little bit to make it a little more saucy for my baked potato. So there we go. Let me give this a taste, see if it needs more sauce, and my potato is done. Just a tiny bit more milk. Okay. So this is probably going to be too much for one meal, but I don't know, we'll see. I'm going to add some pepper to it. And I seasoned the broccoli with some salt and pepper. So everything here is seasoned, and then I just added the cheese sauce. So I'm just going to heat this through for another minute. So that's tasty. Not even 35 seconds will be good. Alright, I'm going to plate this up and I'll show you my meal for today. Alright, so I microwaved this baked potato and then I put it in the toaster oven just to crisp up the skin a little bit for about 10 minutes. So now I'm going to add this, and like I said, I don't know, this might be enough for a couple baked potatoes, or I could cook some pasta and make it like a macaroni and cheese. I don't know, we'll see as I eat the potato how much of this I'm going to use. Alright, I'm also going to add a little bit more crema on top because I really want to use this up. I'm going to have some green onion on top too. So my green onion was kind of wilty when I got it out of the fridge. So I cut the tops, the wilted tops off, and I dehydrated those. And now I put the rest of it in water. So it should grow more shoots, hopefully. I don't know why it did that, because usually they're just fine as I take them out of the package. Who knows? So anyway, I'm going to have a little ranch dressing. There we go. A little ranch dressing with my chicken nuggets. I don't know if I'll eat all those. My potato with broccoli, cheese, and some of the grounds. So I think that looks pretty good. I probably should have a salad with this, but I don't feel like fooling with it. And I didn't do a thing today. Just the basics, you know, I made sure my dishes were done and things like that, but I didn't do any projects. I didn't do any major cleaning. I ran my robots so the floor got vacuumed, but that was it. So tomorrow is another day, and hopefully I'll get a couple of outdoor projects done. I still have to turn off my outdoor water, bring in the hose, you know, just things like that, because Friday the weather is going to turn and it's going to get cold. So I'm going to eat my dinner now, and that's all I have for you today. So I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself, be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.